Welcome to our discussion on the ProShares Ultra Bloomberg Natural Gas ETF, also known as BOIL. As investors, it's important to diversify our portfolios and consider different asset classes. One asset class to consider is commodities, and specifically, natural gas. But before we dive into BOIL, let's first discuss what natural gas is and its importance in the energy market. Natural gas is a fossil fuel that is primarily composed of methane. It is extracted from the ground through processes such as drilling and hydraulic fracturing, or fracking. It is a popular energy source due to its versatility and relatively low carbon emissions when compared to other fossil fuels. In recent years, natural gas has become an increasingly important energy source as countries look to transition away from coal and oil. It is used for electricity generation, heating, and transportation. Now, let's move on to BOIL and how it can be used as a tool in an investment portfolio. BOIL is an exchange-traded fund, or ETF, that aims to track the performance of the Bloomberg Natural Gas Subindex. The ETF holds a basket of natural gas futures contracts, allowing investors to gain exposure to the natural gas market. One key feature of BOIL is that it uses leverage, meaning that it amplifies the returns of the underlying index. This can lead to higher potential returns, but also higher potential losses. It is important for investors to understand the risks associated with leveraged ETFs and to consider their risk tolerance before investing. BOIL is suitable for investors who have a higher risk tolerance and are looking for a way to gain exposure to the natural gas market. It is important to note that BOIL is not a buy and hold investment and is best suited for short-term trading. So, what factors can affect the performance of BOIL and the natural gas market? Supply and demand dynamics play a key role in the price of natural gas. Factors such as weather, economic growth, and technological advancements can all impact the demand for natural gas. On the supply side, the extraction and transportation of natural gas can also affect its price. Political and geopolitical events can also have an impact on the natural gas market. For example, tensions in the Middle East or the United States' relationship with Russia, a major natural gas producer, can affect the supply and demand of natural gas. It's also important to consider the competition that natural gas faces from other energy sources. The rise of renewable energy sources such as wind and solar can impact the demand for natural gas. Now, let's talk about the fees associated with BOIL. Like all ETFs, BOIL charges an expense ratio to cover the costs of managing the fund. The expense ratio for BOIL is currently 0.95%. It's important for investors to consider the fees when comparing different investment options. In summary, BOIL is a leveraged ETF that provides exposure to the natural gas market. It is suitable for investors with a higher risk tolerance and is best suited for short-term trading. Investors should consider the risks associated with leveraged ETFs and the fees charged by BOIL before making a decision to invest. Natural gas supply and demand dynamics, as well as political and geopolitical events, can impact the performance of BOIL in the natural gas market. Thank you for joining us in this discussion on the ProShares Ultra Bloomberg Natural Gas ETF, BOIL. As always, it's important to do your own research and consult with a financial advisor before making any investment decisions.